Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since I uploaded. I unexpectedly took a break from filming and editing. I just always hate to force myself to film content because then I am never satisfied or happy with it, and I would hate to just have that on my channel and every time I look at it I'm unhappy because I know I didn't really enjoy what I was putting out. But I am finally feeling in a filming mood again. So I do thank you for sticking around and I hope you continue to stay subscribed to this channel. Today we are doing a recent reads video since I didn't do a March wrap-up obviously, and I didn't want to wait until the end of April to let you know what I'm reading. So let me just tell you a little bit about my reading in March and April. First up, let's recap March, which shouldn't be too hard because I only read 3 books. I feel like work has been very busy lately. It's starting to slow down, so I'm getting more reading done. I wanted to mention The Shallow Graves by Jennifer Donnelly, and the main reason I wanted to bring it up is because I did buddy read this with my very good booktube friend Madison. Honestly, I always say booktube friend, but she's just a true friend now, like a real life friend. I adore her. We don't necessarily read the exact same things or enjoy the same things, but we always make an effort with our buddy reads to find common ground, and I absolutely love her insights. She is so much more eloquent with her words and her notes when we buddy read, and I feel like that kind of pushes me to do a little bit better with my notes, so I feel like I grow as a critical reader every time that I buddy read with her. So I am so thankful that she has not gotten tired of me yet. I gave The Shallow Graves a 3 stars. I will say it was not the most enjoyable book. The main character, Josephine, was very annoying, very irritating. This book is supposed to take place, I believe, in like the 1890s, but you forget that all of the time, just based on the language and the dialogue between the characters, their actions, their relationships. This is the late 1800s, like not even mid 1900s. This is the late 1800s, and I kept forgetting that all the time, which kept taking me out of the story. Ultimately, this book follows Josephine as she tries to figure out or unravel the mystery behind her father's suicide. The initial evidence and the murder scene seem to point to a suicide, but Josephine herself isn't that sure. She personally believes that it may have been a murder, but no one else around her believes her. There were so many clues that were so blatantly obvious. I want to say me and Madison figured out that like within the first third of the book, and the fact that this girl is supposed to be, you know, not like other girls. She's smarter than other girls, like she sees things in a different way, but she still couldn't see what was right in front of her face, and she kept making these ridiculous mistakes was very annoying because we still had the entire book to go through. Not the most enjoyable, but I always love reading with Maddie. The next 2 books are actually by the same author, so I'm not going to recap or summarize them because we all know that I hate to do that and I absolutely struggle with it. And with this being my comeback video, I really don't want to stumble through trying to recap these books, but I did want to mention them because I think I have found a new favorite author. That author is Alex Finlay. I read The Night Shift and Every Last Fear by this author. I gave The Night Shift a 4 stars and Every Last Fear a 5 stars. Although I will admit it is not like an over enthusiastic 5 stars, if you know what I'm saying. I think the reason that I enjoy this author's writing and books so much is because their mysteries keep me guessing until the very last page. Like until everything is revealed to you, I am unsure. Who do we trust? What is actually going on? Is this detail actually important, or is it more of a red herring? Does it point to something else unrelated? I love it when a book keeps me guessing and I'm unsure because it gives me that like little itch of, okay, let me just scroll to the last few pages because I need to know what's going on. Like I kind of get desperate, and I love that because it pushes me to continue to read through the book. I do have the author's newest book on hold with my library. It has taken a very long time. I think I've been waiting over a month now for that hold to come in. Clearly other people are enjoying this author's writing as well, and it is one that I would highly recommend. Then in the month of April, I know we are not done with it, but so far I have read 6 books, so already a much better reading month than March. I finally finished the Zodiac series by Romina Russell in early April, which I am very proud of because this is a series that has been sitting on my shelves for a while, and it is a series that was published a very long time ago, so it was about time that I got through it. I know this series is not a very popular one. It is a YA sci-fi, but I personally really enjoyed it, even though I will admit the last book was not my favorite. I was a little underwhelmed with the final book, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless, just maybe not to the capacity that I enjoyed the first 3 books. The Zodiac series, like I said, is a YA sci-fi kind of based around, or it is based around the zodiac signs and astrology and what your sun sign mainly means about your personality. And there's also this potentially mysterious 13th sign rising coming into the fold, and what kind of trouble are they bringing with them? Are they friend? Are they foe? That's kind of what the Zodiac series is about. And I think the main thing that I liked, not only like the plot itself, obviously I enjoyed that, and the romance was a nice touch as well, but getting to see the different planets where the zodiac symbols have established themselves, the environment and the setting, and how each colony differs based on their stereotypical traits. I really love that. I enjoyed that every new book focused on a few different zodiac and the homes of where they have established themselves. I would highly recommend it if you don't like it. It's an old YA series, so don't expect like great literature, but it was enjoyable. Another book that I have read in April that I wanted to mention was Hunting Adeline, which is the second book in the Cat and Mouse duology by H.D. Carlton. I read the first book, Haunting Adeline, I want to say a couple of months ago. This is a dark romance. Like, you need to look up the entire trigger warning list because this is an intense book. It is a dark book. It is a brutal book. I think in particular the second book in the duology, Hunting Adeline, was extremely dark. I mean, we're already dealing with very sensitive topics, like I said, very traumatic topics, but this second book just takes it to a whole nother level. Look up the trigger warnings list before you read this book, but I wanted to mention it because I kind of enjoyed it. I don't dabble a whole lot in dark romance, and I just kind of went from like the shallow end into just boom, right in the deep end in the ocean. Like, I left the pool for the ocean, but I kind of enjoyed it. And I would like to read a little bit more books like this, and it might be a little bit odd to say. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. At its core, the romance and the spiciness in this duology was kind of at the right temperature that I like it to be. If you have any suggestions for dark romances that are similar to the Cat and Mouse duet by H.D. Carlton, definitely leave me a comment down below. Obviously, those are not all of the books that I have read in the month of April, but they are just the ones that I wanted to mention. I might do a proper wrap up at the end of April. It just depends if I read anything that's actually worth mentioning between now and the end of April. I am currently reading Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis, and this was actually Barnes & Noble's best book of 2022. I have to say, I can see why it was chosen as the best book of 2022. Highly enjoying it. The way it's written, I feel like we're getting a lot of information, but I don't feel like bogged down by everything that I'm reading. The book tends to go pretty quickly. So in essence, Lessons in Chemistry is about Elizabeth Zott and her struggles of being a scientist in the 1960s. I feel like even today, women struggle with trying to be something other than a homemaker or a housewife, which is completely fine if that's what you want to do and that's what you want to be. But Elizabeth Zott is a chemist, and she is trying to excel in her profession profession. She just wants to do what she loves and what she's pretty damn good at, and she's not being allowed to simply because she is a woman. So that's kind of like at the root what this book is about. Elizabeth trying to be a chemist and stand by her values, but at the same time having to still go through life, you know, like she's still got to pay the bills, she's still got to take care of her daughter. It's not easy, and she's trying to find a compromise and finding it very difficult. I really enjoyed going through Elizabeth Sott's journey and feeling so angry on her behalf. I mean, she's pissed off as well, but it just really just ignites something in me. And I will say, as serious of a topic as this is, you know, female inequality and the struggle of trying to be a woman in the business world, or just, you know, in a professional sense, I don't think the tone of this book is very serious. I think they do it in a very lighthearted way. There are moments of levity and humor. I mean, we get the insight of a dog, which I have really enjoyed the dog's insight. This very smart dog. It's not too serious, but it's not making fun of the situation or, you know, turning it into a joke. It's still very much serious, but they're just doing it in a way that I think makes it more digestible to read. I've really enjoyed it. I still have about 20%, but I think this is going to be a 4 or 5-star read. If I do a wrap up at the end of April, you will know for sure, or you can just follow me on Goodreads. Let me tell you, I have 35 minutes of raw footage, so that should tell you how much I was struggling and bumbling through my words in this video. I always feel so incredibly rusty after I've taken a long time from filming. I'm not a very eloquent person. I have a lot of thoughts in my head, but I don't know how to interpret them on camera. I don't know, like, how much can I say about a book without actually spoiling it? And then me trying to be vague and kind of skirt around the actual thing that I'm trying to say just always messes me up. Like I said at the beginning of the video, thank you so much for still supporting my channel, and I hope you continue to stay subscribed. I have a challenge video that I want to film. I'm going to a concert at the beginning of May, so I'm probably going to do like a vlog. We're going on an anniversary trip, so of course I'm going to vlog that. I've absolutely enjoyed my little Airbnb travel diaries, so you can look forward to seeing that. If there is anything in particular that you would like to see from me, leave me a comment and I will consider it. As for this video, that's it. We made it through. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. My name is Elle. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in next time's video.